Hey guys, it's Brindley, and it is Breakthrough with Brindley, and I am really, really excited, guys. It's been, how many of you feel like you've run 5 marathons in the last 7 days? And how many of you don't normally run? I always say if you see me running, you should probably run because I'm running to something or I'm running away from something. So in all of my information gathering in the last week and a half to add as much value to our communities that I can, I have found that the number one common theme, whether you own a real estate company, whether you own a recruiting company, whether you're a truck driver right now for UPS or FedEx, everything has to do with mindset. 100%, everything as to where we are today and how we show up is up here. And last week on Breakthrough with Brindley, we talked about the story wheel and we talked about first thought and second thought. And what I want to talk about tonight is, if not more important than our stories and reversing our stories, is what we say to ourselves, what we say when we talk to ourselves. This is an awesome book. I'm going to put it right there. I can't pronounce his name. I won't try, but it's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It's really cheap on Amazon. It's a really quick read, yet there is so much power in this book. And I want to thank my friend Sean Allen told me about this book probably about 5 years ago. We had lunch for the first time and I said something and he said, "Can I challenge you? I want to challenge you on what you're saying right now and the words that you're using. Can you go buy this book?" And so I bought this book and I opened the book, and I am going to look at notes tonight because most important to me was to bring you the most value. So it doesn't always need to be my words. I just am the messenger. So something he says in this book, it's all about the human brain, right? And the human brain is the control center of our bodies. It's the CPU, it's the hard drive, right? It's everything that goes in, input, right? And then output. And so it's capable of doing anything that we want it to do, but we have to know how to treat it. We have to know how to properly program it to have the right output. So we have to give it the right directions, right? Our subconscious mind and what goes into our subconscious mind is what gives us the right or the wrong directions. So I'll give you an example of negative programming. And he says this in the book. During the first 18 years of your life, if you grew up in like a fairly average home, so meaning you didn't really have any controversy, addiction, no, single parentness, but you had a mom and a dad and a brother and a sister and a loving, pretty average, mostly positive family experience, you heard the word no 148,000 times in those 18 years. And that's if you had an average positive home. Those of us that maybe grew up in less fortunate homes heard it double, triple, quadruple that. So for most of us, the number of no's that we heard in our life far outweighed the number of yeses that we heard. And so we have this imbalance of positivity and negativity. So as much as 75% of everything we think is negative. 75%. 75%. And you think that way because of the way someone else taught you to think, not because of the way you taught yourself to think. What is stored in our brains was most likely put there by someone else. In the years that we've had of programming, mostly when we were younger, there's a book, I'll have to think of it and put it in the comments, but it talks about development while you're a fetus and while you're in your mother's womb, and that your subconscious mind starts to be created by the things that are happening to you even when you're developing as a fetus into a baby. And so everything we do and everything that we are has been programmed by our environment and what we were born and what we were raised, the way that we were programmed. And so what we have to do now is we have to reverse the programming. We have to reverse it. We have to start to reverse it. And when I went through recovery 8 years ago, which is the whole premise of these lives, is to teach you the tools and the techniques that I used to recover from a pretty bad, seemingly hopeless place, is that I had to start looking at the way that I talk to myself. And I had a very, very, very judgmental, harsh view of who I was. And so what it caused me to do was to worry about what everybody else thought of me, what everybody else wanted me to do. And I somehow made what they thought of me more important than what I thought of me. And I believed the words that they would say about me, and I would say those words to myself. And so there's 5 levels of self-talk that I want to talk about tonight. Number 1 is level 1. This is the most harmful level of self-talk. It is the level of negative abundance. It's the I can't do this, I can't do that. This is the negative self-talk in which you say something bad or negative about yourself, and then you accept it. You accept it as being reality. You start to believe the lies and the I can'ts and the things that you think you can't do. It's the most harmful place. So I want you to be aware this week of when you say things like, I can't, there's no way I can, that can't happen. I don't have the ability to do that. I can't get out of bed. I can't exercise. I can't sell. I can't be there for my family. Start to look for the ways that you're saying I can't. And then there's level 2 self-talk. Level 2 self-talk is the level of recognition and a need to change. So it might sound like this. I need to get up and go to the gym. I need to get up early. I should get up and go outside right now because I've been stuck in my house for a week and a half, 2 weeks. This level is a little tricky because it recognizes the problem, yet it doesn't create a solution. So you're still in a negative level of self-talk, yet there's an awareness. You created awareness around what you said in level 1 that you can't do. And you've now in level 2 created awareness of knowing what the problem is so that you can go into level 3, which level 3 of self-talk is the level of decision to change. The level of decision to change. I no longer, so I will never talk to myself in a negative way. I will no longer say I can't. So what you're doing now is that you've made a decision and you're saying it out loud and you're going to do something about it. You're stating the action and the decision to change and then what you're going to do. So that's level 3. When you move into level 3, you are automatically beginning to rephrase your old negative cannots and your can'ts, and you're putting them behind you. You're now at level 3 starting to state them in a positive way that tells your subconscious mind to wake up and get moving, right? So right now, you're going to say, I never am going to say I can't again. I'm never going to be in fear again around what's happening in the world right now. So take what your I can'ts are and turn them in to I cans. So that takes us to level 4. Now we're starting to get in to the positive self-talk, and we're starting to replace the I can'ts and the I cannots with vibrant yes I cans. And that's what the most powerful words in the English dictionary. When you put the words I and am together, you have the most powerful statement in the English language. And so what is your self-talk becoming? This is the most effective self-talk you can use. What are your I am statements? If you go into my bathroom, you will see framed on the wall next to my mirror, because I look at it every day, all of my I am statements. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am a child of God. I show love and kindness wherever I go. Now, remember, these are things that I have to reverse my programming because I wasn't all of those things, or I didn't believe that I could be all of those things. So I tell myself every day, I am. I am a strong woman. I am a beautiful woman. I am someone who deserves love. I am someone who deserves to think positively. So taking your I can'ts from level 1 and turning them into I ams. And start talking to yourself. Start saying them out loud. And then level 5, which is the highest level of self-talk, is the level of universal affirmation. It's when we move from saying I am, right? And saying it out loud in such a way that we're envisioning it or we're projecting it to actually becoming it. This is when we become the positive self-talk that we're telling ourselves. This is when self-talk often speaks at a higher level of spirit. It's now in our subconscious mind that it's no longer even a question that we are these things. We are these things, right? So, couple techniques before we go on how you can change your self-talk, right? We've taught you the 5 levels, what to look for, right? Once again, I can't. Then go into your need for change, which is your I need to, I should do. Then go into your decision to change, which is the I never, I no longer. And then there's 4, which is the I am. And then level 5, which is it is. And then we're going to go into new techniques. So a few techniques that helps me with self-talk. Number 1, silent self-talk. How do you talk to yourself quietly in your mind? So when the I can't comes, how do you transfer it into an I am? I can't get up and lead generate today for business. I am a lead generating machine, right? Secretly, silently putting these thoughts into your mind. Second technique, self-talk you use when you're talking to others. This is a huge one, guys, a huge one. How many of us are not good at taking compliments? Just say thank you, right? When someone compliments you on something and you go, well, yeah, this old thing, or yeah, but I'm, but my rear end doesn't look great, or my waist isn't, you're telling your subconscious mind these horrible things about yourself. Just say thank you. Watch how you talk about yourself to other people. Watch how you allow other people to talk to you about yourself. If they're not talking about you in such a way that lifts you up, they don't need to be in your 5, your average of 5, like we talked about. Number 3 technique, conversations with yourself. If you want to self-talk, change your self-talk, start talking to yourself. Some of the best conversations I have are with me, and just talk out loud. Go in the bathroom if you live with people and just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and tell yourself, I am wonderful. I am the best mom. I am the best wife. I am someone who has a servant's heart and wants to give. Start talking to yourself. Brindley, right? Talk to yourself in third person. Brindley, you deserve to be loved. Brindley, you deserve to be able to be real and to be you. How are you talking to yourself out loud? 2 more. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, writing self-talk, journal it. There is power in seeing things in black and white, huge power. When you journal and you write your self-talk and who you want to be in a notebook, those words will come off the page and they will scream at you. And you will be able to see where your negative self-talk is showing up and then where you want to change and begin to reprogram that. And then the last one is listening to self-talk. I have my I am statements recorded. And sometimes I need to listen to my own voice tell me that I'm those things. So you can record your I am statements. You can record powerful phrases about yourself and then listen to them and listen back to them. And it doesn't take any extra time, right? Throw them in when you're listening to a podcast, when you're doing chores around the house. So listening to the positive self-talk. So guys, what I want you to concentrate on right now during this time is what words are you using? What conversations are you creating around yourself that are either bringing in positive change and positive mindset, or they're taking you into negative? There are so many things in the world that we can't control right now. Yet I know 110% there is something beyond anything that I can control, and that's my behavior, my thoughts, my words, my actions. It's simple and not always easy. Yet if I use the tools that I have and I reach out and I ask for help and I use these techniques, I will start to reprogram myself to talk better about myself, to talk better to myself, and therefore to have a more positive mindset. So I hope this helped tonight. Guys, please share this. I think it's such an important message that I just want to get out to as many people as possible. So if you stuck with me this whole time, please share it with your friends, get the message out there. I love you guys. We're in this together, and I love all of you, and you are all strong, resourceful, whole people that can survive and conquer and dominate anything. So go out and do it this week. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.